Is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just to love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Thank you so much for joining us. And that song says it all. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and what we're going to do is we're going to transform what's going on. We're going to transform the misunderstanding and all the confusion into love. So, welcome. Thank you again for joining us on our Qigong for Better Health. Please share this stuff with your friends and family. It's all meant to empower people, and special thanks to Open Space Authority and to the San Francisco Bay Wildlife Society. And also, once again, to my good friend Eric the Trainer in Hollywood. If you haven't checked out his website, log in every week or every day of the week pretty much, except for on Sundays. He has 1 to 2 classes. He has a Sleep Ninja class, and he gets people from all over the world. Actually, I did some Tai Chi or Qigong as the opener. So you get to meet celebrities and see celebrities from around the world, work out with them. Last week, Def Leppard was on there. A couple of days ago, Marty Cove, Karate Kid, the Karate Kid guy, the bad guy sensei, he was on there. And everybody who is a martial artist, you know, got to wear their gi and partake in this. And I'm so thankful that Eric gave me the opportunity to be part of the Sleep Ninja workout and actually have a 7-day Qigong challenge. And that Qigong challenge will be starting from a week from now. It'll be about a half hour to 40 minutes long, starting at 8 a.m. One of the nice things is that me and Eric have a great synergy because he helps people look beautiful from the outside. I do it from the inside, so there's a great synergy because physical fitness is important, eating right is important, having proper sleep is important, but also taking care of what's going on with our mental emotional state is of utmost importance. And we have so much fun doing this stuff. So it's such a privilege to be able to do this for a living and to be able to share this knowledge with you guys. And, you know, and like what we entered in with, you know, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Tomorrow's video that's going to be released is on how to transform hate into love. So that's a huge one. And what is the root cause of it? And how can we fix this or remedy this, number one, within ourselves, but collectively as a society, as a consciousness, and continues to unfold and grow. All right. So with this Qigong practices, what we're going to do again tonight is I'm going to continue on with what I started last week with Dr. Mao. Actually, his father started this, the Master of Hua Jingyi. He started these 8 treasures practices. And these 8 treasure practices, Dr. Mao actually redid some of these practices. So last week we did the practice of gathering the stars and turning the Big Dipper. So I'm going to take this a little bit further this week here because again, what I want us to do is I want us to move more. A lot of people are unfortunately stuck inside their homes and they're not getting out much. And so there's not enough movement happening and not enough social interaction happening. And so what I want us to do is I want us to collect consciously as a group and also as well be able to get a little bit more movement in while we're gathering the Qi. So just as a review from last week, we're talking about gathering the stars and turning the Big Dipper. So the first step of this is that we turn the foot out about 45 degrees. I think I'm going to step forward with the, in this case here, I'm starting off with my right leg. And what I'm doing here is I'm just shifting my weight back and forth. And it's like I'm gathering the starry energy, okay? So I'm turning my waist, I'm shifting my weight back and forth, gathering the starry energy. Now, we can do this 3, 6, 9, 12 times. And then once we gather the starry energy, what's going to happen is we're going to pull this energy into our lower dantian and exhale, come out. Inhale and come out. Okay, so we're going to do this a few times. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to change up a little bit, going to add something else to this. We're going to bring our feet parallel again, like we're back into our Wu Qi posture. Then we're going to take the energy. We're going to cup the hands, pulling this energy into the third eye. So gathering the heavenly dew, as they call it, pulling that into the third eye. Okay, and then from here, what's going to happen is that we'll do several of those. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to pull it into the heart center. Okay, kind of mimics the movement like cloud hands almost. And then what's going to happen is that I'm going to go ahead and gather the earth's energy. So I'm going to come, I'm going to bend at the waist, scooping with that right arm, pulling that earth energy up, scooping. Okay, we'll do several of those. And then what's going to happen is we'll talk about bring the hands like a bird's feet, and be placing it back here to the Mingmen, to the kidneys. And then what's going to happen is that we're going to go ahead, come around all the way down, pull up through that spleen or that liver meridian, up. And now we look through the Big Dipper. Okay, so we look back, close, and up. Look into the Big Dipper, close, and up. Okay, then what we'll do is then we'll go ahead and reverse and do the opposite side. Okay, so such a simple practice to do, but what we're trying to do here is we're trying to collect all three spheres, or open up all three spheres. And we've talked about this before. There's a practice called opening up the three dantians. And the three dantians in Chinese medicine and Chinese philosophy are not actual like physical organs, but they're actually energy spheres. So what does that mean? So they actually have a saying in Chinese medicine that your acupuncture meridians resemble rivers, which are the rivers that feed into the internal organs, which are lakes of the body. And then from there, the lakes then pour into the three C's of energy, which are the three dantians. So for this system of Qigong, the lower dantian is 1 inch below the belly button, middle dantian is in the heart chakra, and upper dantian, relating back to your physical state, is here behind the third eye. Okay, so these three dantians have different chambers, and these different chambers open up and they actually connect to different functions according to our nervous system, like breathing, respiration, assimilation, those types of things. And so the more that we open up these areas, it opens up and increases our physical functionality. It's also about to open up this spiritual and our emotional self, something that's a lot of times neglected. During this whole situation that's temporarily going on, there's a lot of people that are focusing on the physical, which is fantastic. But what needs to really happen too is that people need to get back to their spiritual centers, whatever that is, whatever your religious belief or spiritual belief structure is. This is the time to cultivate yourself, to really get into your practices, to reconnect with your higher self, your consciousness, God, the universe, whatever that looks like to you. Or, if you don't believe in God or the universe, just imagine this white light, this abundant white light, whatever is going to allow you to understand that there's something a lot bigger than what we all are. Okay, so go through our 3 chi clearing exercises, and then we're going to go through some of the organ cleansing exercises to tonify those internal organs, and then we'll go into gathering the stars and turning the Big Dipper. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable position for yourself. We're going to start off with our feet out about shoulders width apart, and our knees are going to be slightly bent. Toes are pointed straight ahead. Tip of the tongue is gently curled to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth, as if saying the letter N. Lightly squeezing the anal sphincter muscle and relaxing the body, allowing for the breath to become long, steady, even, and deep into the lower abdomen. And then from here, what's going to happen is that we're going to begin by pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhaling. And exhale, just allowing yourself to become calm, centered, connected. Inhale. Exhale. So good to see everybody. Inhaling and exhale. So after we pull down the heavens 3 times, then we're going to go into our first chi clearing exercise, tossing the stone. So I'm going to exhale. As I toss the stone, inhale in the middle, exhale as I toss, shifting my weight gently back and forth from left to right. Letting go of the thoughts of the day, any excess feelings or emotions, just allow for that to roll off the tips of the fingers like a dark cloud going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. If you have any tension in your shoulders, allow for that to release. Tightness. The emotions obstructing the heart, allow for that to release. Bringing a smile to your face. And what's going to happen is I'm going to slow down and I'm going to come back to the middle, pulling down the heavens 3 times, inhaling. Again, just feel that energy come in. Inhale. Allow for the white light to soothe the body. And inhale. And after you pull down the heavens 3 times, we're going to bring your feet a little bit closer together. Closing our eyes, begin to lightly bounce on the balls of the feet. Now, this is not a calf building exercise, but we just gently want to stimulate that bubbling well point, the acupuncture point for the kidney meridian, where the kidney meridian begins behind the balls of the feet, both the left and right feet. So as we gently bounce, we're going to relax the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the legs. Focusing our mind intent first on the ankles, allow for any tension or tightness in the ankles to release out through the bottom of the feet like a dark cloud. We're going several feet away from the body and down deep into the ground. Next, the knees, any tension or tightness in the knees, allow for that to release as well. The dark cloud flowing out through the legs, out through the feet, down deep into the ground. Next, we focus on the hips, the groin, the low back. If you have any tension or tightness there, allow for that to release as well. So if you have any low back pain, imagine that releasing like a dark cloud, flowing out through the legs, out through the feet, and down deep into the ground. Next, center the back and chest opposite the heart, on the spine in between the shoulder blades. If you have any pain or tension there, just allow for that to release as well. Got it out through the legs, out through the feet, deep into the ground. Next, the fingers, the wrists, and hands. Gently shaking out any tension or pain in the hands and the fingertips. Allowing that to leave like a dark cloud out through the fingertips and down deep into the ground. And then next, the elbows. Any pain in the elbows, the shoulders, the head and neck. Allow for all of this to release as well, guiding out through the arms, out through the fingers, and down deep into the ground. And then from here, we're going to stop bouncing. As we inhale, we're going to grab the earth's energy, pulling up as we roll up on the balls of our feet, inhaling, and up, and drop. Releasing any and all toxicity from the body. Inhale, up, and drop. 2 more, inhaling all the way up, and drop. And again, inhaling all the way up. And release. And then from here, we're going to step out, not shaking the tree. So we're going to inhale, rolling all the way up through the fingers, and then exhaling all the way down. Inhaling all the way up. And exhaling down. 2 more, inhaling up, releasing any tension, negativity, inhaling up, and exhaling down. And then from there, we'll finish by pulling down the heavens again 3 times, inhaling and exhale. Gather. Just allowing the white light to cool and cleanse the body. And inhale, connecting, and exhale. And then after you pull down the heavens 3 times, going through the center and balance meditation. So either from a standing or a seated position. Feet out still, shoulders width apart, knees slightly bent. Slightly squeezing the anal sphincter muscle and relaxing the body. Allowing for the imagination to lead the mind. And the mind to lead the smooth flow of the chi. Feeling the breath come in, filling up that lower abdomen, that lower dantian. We're going to start by focusing first on the front of the body. Starting at the crown point at the top of the head. Allow for warm oil to melt down to the front of the forehead, enveloping the brow bone, eyebrows, and eyes, the temples, the nose, the cheeks, the lips. Inch by inch, cell by cell, tissue by tissue, flowing and pouring down through the chin, the jaw structure, through the neck and throat, flowing and pouring through the upper chest, upper back, the biceps, the elbow creases, the forearms, the wrists, the palms of the hands, leading all the way out to the fingertips. And then from here, filling up into the chest, lengths of the body, the midsection, the rib cage, the abdomen, the waist, the groin, the thighs, the knees, shins, ankles, the top of the feet and toes, all connecting, and allow for this warm oil to flow down deep into the ground. And just take a moment there to feel the entire front of your body from head to toe. Feel what's there. Feel the left and right sides of the body. And now feeling what's going on behind you. What do you feel going on behind you? Starting at the crown point at the top of the head, this warm oil melts down and flows to the scalp, enveloping every hair follicle, every cell, every tissue, flowing behind the ears, the base of the skull, into the neck and shoulders, through the triceps, the elbows, being conscious now of the back of the forearms, the wrists, the back of the hands, leading all the way out to the fingertips. And then from here, we're going to envelop the upper back, the mid back, as this warm oil flows to the low back, the waist, the buttocks, the hamstrings, the back of the knees, the calves, the ankles and heels, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And now take a moment to feel what's behind you. From head to toe, feel what's happening behind you. Feel the left and right sides of the body. Feel what's going on in the front. Taking a mental note of what you're experiencing, we're now focusing on the inside. Connected to your higher self. Imagine that this white light illuminates your senses of what's inside of you. You feel and visualize your brain and surrounding tissues, the left and right hemispheres of the brain stem, the nerves from behind the eyes that connect to the center of the brain. You feel and visualize the sinuses, the inner ear, the upper palate of the mouth, the teeth, the gums, the tongue, the lower palate, flowing and pouring from the base of the skull down each vertebra of the neck and throat. You feel the arteries that feed into the brain. Feel the air passageway, visualizing each vertebra of the neck, the muscles, branching off into the bones of the upper chest, upper back, and shoulders. Flowing down through the center of the biceps, triceps, feel the fascia, connective tissues, the center of the forearms, the center of the wrists, all the small bones and ligaments of the hands and fingers. From there, keeping the strong connection between heaven and earth. This white light touches every rib, fills the ribs, wrap around to the spine on the back. Touching every vertebra, every cell. You visualize and feel the heart, the lungs, the liver and gallbladder on the right side of the body, the stomach and spleen on the left side, the intestines, the urinary bladder, the kidneys, the pelvic bone, the bones of the legs and muscles surrounding them, the center of the knees, the center of the shins and calves, ankles, feet and toes, all connecting, all flowing off deep into the ground. And from there, feel your feet melt into the earth as though you're standing on a sea of liquid energy comes up on the height of the ankles. Next, imagine roots growing out from the bubbling well points at the bottom of the feet down to the center core of the earth. As we inhale, we begin to pull this golden light up the roots, up the legs, into the abdominal cavity as we inhale. And then as we exhale, releasing out all toxicity, out the legs, out the roots, and down deep into the ground. Over and over as we inhale and exhale. Feel the golden light come up, racing up the roots, up the legs, into the abdominal cavity as we inhale. And then as we exhale, descending back out, out the legs, out the roots, and down deep into the ground. Gathering. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Feel gently cleanse and massage the internal organs as this golden light comes up, and then releasing back down, allowing for the earth to recycle the toxicity. And after this, we're going to do one more inhalation. And after we allow the energy to flow down into the earth, on the next inhalation, we're going into the microcosmic orbit meditation. So this time allowing the energy to race straight up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the tailbone, then like a pump again, flowing up the spine, up over the top of the head, down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the governing and conception channels of the body. Open up those two major acupuncture meridians, extraordinary meridians, they're also called. And once again, just using your legs as a pump, gently grabbing the earth with your toes, especially as the energy starts to race up the spine, up over the top of the head, and then releasing the toes down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, flowing through the perineum, the acupuncture point between the sex glands, anal sphincter muscle, then like a pump, racing up that tailbone again, up over the spine, up down the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen. Feel the energy come up and down. You could have a soft and focused gaze with this exercise, or fully go ahead and close your eyes. Coming up. And then as we come around, doing one more circulation, the energy races up and then flows down through the front of the face, the chest, the abdomen, residing into the lower dantian. And then we're going to finish by pulling down the heavens 3 times. Inhale. And exhale, connecting with one another. Inhaling. Feel this energy saturate all the tissues, all the cells in the body. Inhale and exhale. And then from here, we're going to jump right into gathering the stars and turning the big tipper. So once again, I'm going to start off by turning my foot out. In this case here, I'm turning out with my left foot. This will be opposite for you. And I'm going to step forward And then what's going to happen is that I'm going to, once again, I'm going to shift my weight back and forth. And then I'm going to also turn my navel as well too. So when I'm turning the Big Dipper like this, what's happening is that it's the shifting of the weight here that's causing me to be able to rotate my hand like this. If I'm not using my whole body, then what will tend to happen is that the shoulder might actually get tired in the process. Okay, so I'm just going to come around here and placing that hand back to the Ming Men. Okay, so let's go through here, gathering the stars. The heavenly dew gathering. Eight and 9. Now we're going to come back. Pull that into our crown point through all the way through all 3 dantians and release. Inhale and release. Inhale and release. So we did 9 times. We're going to go 9 times here as well, pulling it through. Gathering that divine energy. One more. And then we're going to bring the feet parallel. And we're going to cup our hands and we're going to shift our weight back and forth. Gathering the energy into the third eye. Pulling that energy into the third eye. Open up that upper chakra or upper dantian, gently moving, almost like a willow, gently blowing in the breeze. Allow your arms to be the branches of the leaves, just gently moving. And then I'm going to come down to my heart center. Open up my heart center. Feel that energy come into the heart center. Now, once again, you can have a soft, unfocused gaze, or if you want to have your eyes closed, that's okay too. We'll open up the heart center. You notice how, as my hand comes out, I'm releasing on myself anything I may feel emotional, pulling that, tossing that away. Now we're going to transition into the lower. Almost looks like cloud hands when we do call in Tai Chi. Once again, I'm shifting my weight back and forth here very gently. Rotating, like I'm rotating a ball. Okay, so since we gathered the stars, starry energy, in this case I started off with my right hand. If you start off with your left, then we're going to take whatever hand we gather the stars with, and what's going to happen is we're going to swoop down, gather the earth's energy, swooping down. You can bring the feet a little bit closer together if you want. Swooping down, gather the earth's energy, swooping down. Pull up that earth's energy into the lower dantian. Then we're going to come all the way down, bring the feet together, spiraling, come up through the liver meridian, and release. Open up, looking through the Big Dipper. Opposite hand to the Ming Men. Close. Up, open the chest. close, open. One more. 9. And then I'll turn the opposite foot out, stepping out, gathering the stars. Balancing out the yin and yang aspects of our body, the left and right hemispheres of our body. And doing one more circle. And come in. Through all 3 centers, exhale, release. In, I'm sinking into that back leg, and then I transfer to the front leg. In, and then out. Okay, coming back. Now pulling in once again to the third eye chakra, the upper dantian, shifting. Feet a little bit closer together, knees still slightly bent. Just cupping my hands, allowing for that energy to open up my spiritual center, my third eye point. If you're outside doing this, it's even better, as long as it's not cold or windy, because you can feel that energy come in from the trees, the plants. You're in the mountains, you feel that energy come in. And then I'm going to lower down now to the middle dantian, releasing what doesn't serve you, meaning into this heart center, because that heart is the emperor or empress of the body. Dictates how much of an emotion will be expressed or suppressed. So whatever you may be harboring, whatever is going on for you right now, as I pull this energy in, anything that I feel as I come into my chest, I'm going to release it out. Let the earth recycle it. Then go the trauma. Okay, and then from here, then coming down. Once again, it kind of looks like cloud hands. So for in Tai Chi, we actually move in a linear direction, normally from right to left. Okay, feel the energy. And you can slow it down too, so if you really want to feel the blood come around, feel that energy reach the fingertips, come back into the dantian, flows out to the fingertips, returns back to the dantian. So now we're going to transition, bring the feet a little bit closer together and gather that earth energy. Pull in that earth energy up. Just feel the heat in the body as the chi increases. And then gather, 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 circling, 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 coming up the liver channel. Inhale and exhale. Up, open, and close. Inhale up, and 2, and up, and 3, and up. Gathering, looking through the Big Dipper. Close the chest, open the chest. And then from here, coming back to the middle, pulling down the heavens again 3 times, inhaling. Feel the energy. Inhale and exhale. Okay, from here, going directly into the liver move. So we're going to, what you pull down the heavens 3 times. Now the tongue position for the liver is straight up on the roof of the mouth. So for the heart position, we always say, or the fire position, it's always on the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. But for the liver, to connect the internal channel that actually connects into the eyes, we're going to place this tongue straight up. We're going to imagine a green cloud filling up into the right side of the body. And then from here, I'm going to press. And then any anger, hostility, hate, rage, repressed anger, irritation. You find that you're getting cabin fever and it's making you irritated. Allow for that to flow away. Out the hands like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. And once we let go of the irritation and the resentment, we allow for the positive virtue of kindness to come in. And acceptance allows for our creativity. So this is the moment in time, especially right now, where we actually get an opportunity to express into our creative expression, whatever that is, singing, songwriting, playing, taking up an instrument. I have one client that it's her senior year in high school and she's taking up 2 instruments right now. She has not much to do. Art, poetry, dancing, anything that's creative expression. Parisa and I try to demonstrate some of our tango moves. Allow for that creativity to come in. Allow for the anger and the resentment to leave. And then from here, we're going to slow down, pull that energy into the liver, pressing down, pulling down the heavens 1 time, inhale, and exhale. And then from here, going into the heart move. So if you want to do the hold the ball method. So from here, I got my right arm on the bottom of the ball, left arm on the top, and I'm going to shift and press. Tongue position is back to the roof of the mouth behind the teeth. Inhaling, exhaling out. As I inhale, imagine a pink cloud filling up into the heart. As I exhale, I'm going to imagine any emotions of overexcitation, mania, lack of joy, leaving like a dark cloud, going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. Allowing for the love to come in. Pink cloud in as I inhale. Exhale, looking at that pinky where the heart acupuncture meridian ends and then connects to the small intestine meridian. Inhale, center. Exhale as I turn. Okay. And then I'm going to come back to the middle. I'm going to pull down the heavens one time. And exhale. From here, shifting over to your right as though you're holding a ball, now working with your spleen. Focusing a yellow cloud on the left side of the body, left side of the rib cage. Inhaling in the center, exhale as you turn. Allowing the worry and the anxiety to leave. Like a dark cloud. Going several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. So it's like we're twisting out that organ. So in Chinese medicine, the spleen is connected with the pancreas. And so a lot of times they'll focus on the spleen's function, but really it's a function of both the spleen and the pancreas together. Tongue position for the spleen is straight down. Bringing forth the positive virtue of centeredness, peace of mind. Feel that yellow cloud come in. Allowing for the worry and the anxiety to leave out through the bottom of the feet and deep into the ground. And then I'm going to come back to the middle. Pulling down the heavens one time, inhale. And exhale. Allow the hands to raise up, floating, now working with the lung network, inhaling. Open up the chest, exhale. Inhale. Tongue position is in between the teeth with the mouth closed, gently resting the tongue in between the upper palate and the lower palate where the teeth come together. Imagining a white or silver cloud filling up into the lungs, and the lungs are harmed by the emotions of sadness, grief, sorrow, and disappointment. And yes, go ahead and use those legs as a pump, really pumping that blood up to the chest, up to the heart. Really is so important. Keep the circulation moving, blood and energy. Allowing for the courage to come in. The lung acupuncture meridian actually emerges in the chest, in the crease of the chest, where the chest and the shoulder meet. So lung and 1 and 2 are connected there. Flows through the bicep, the inner aspect of the forearm, and terminates in the inner aspect of the thumb, for which it then connects with its counterpart organ, the large intestine meridian, which then starts at the pointer finger, flows up the outside of the arm, shoulder, and connects in and terminates into near the nose, and actually then begins and connects to the stomach meridian from there. So this whole waxing and waning, yin and yang, happening throughout the body, throughout the day. Everything is cyclical in nature. So feel the grief leave and allow for that courage to come in. And then I'm going to pull that energy into the chest, storing the lungs chi, pushing down, pulling down the heavens one time, inhale, and exhale. And then coming over here to the kidneys, tongue position rolls actually back to the soft palate of the mouth, connecting the internal channel of the kidneys. I'm going to bend at the waist like I'm scooping water. Inhale and exhale. On the inhale part, I'm imagining blue light or a blue cloud filling up into the kidneys. As I exhale, imagine that leaving, or imagine fear leaving, or shock leaving out through the bottom of the feet like a dark cloud, and several feet away from the body and deep into the ground. Allowing for the virtue of gentleness to come in, but more importantly, the virtue of willpower. Need the willpower. Stand up for what's correct. The willpower to overcome all obstacles and to learn from the challenges in our life. Coming up, I'm going to switch. Now working with the opposite kidney, going the opposite direction. Exhale. Allow the fear or shock in your life to leave out through the bottom of the feet. Feel the adrenals that rest on top of the kidneys, feel those strengthen. And doing one more. And then coming back. Pull it down the heavens 3 times. Inhale. The first pull for heaven, allowing for the divine source to guide us, protect us. Second pull for Mother Earth, nurturing Mother Earth. Third pull for human compassion and kindness towards one another. And then from here, placing the hands over the lower dantian, imagine a white mystical pearl underneath the hands, and as you inhale, feel this white pearl expand. As you exhale, feel the energy release and restore the vitality of the kidneys on the low back. Each time you inhale, the pearl gets brighter and brighter. Then as you exhale, feel that restore back to the kidneys. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. And release. And slowly open up your eyes. Shaking out your feet. Grab a sip of water if you have some. And relax. Okay, how are we feeling? Like I said, this 8 Treasures series that I want us to start flowing into. I jumped ahead. There's actually another movement before the Gathering the Stars and Turning the Big Dipper. But I want us to seek to balance out not only the internal organ systems, but the three Dantians, and also in connection with heaven and earth, and being able to recognize that, wow, everything is connected. You know, even the intentions of being inside, of imagining that you're standing outside on a nice summer's evening, gathering that starry energy is very profound and powerful. You know, our minds are very powerful things. So using that mind intent to gather that energy and connecting with yourself, your higher self, whatever that looks like, you know. And one of the things I've said before, and I really want to reiterate, is that, you know, these practices, the more that you open yourself up, whatever religious or spiritual practices that you already have, this only helps to enhance that connection. It's not it's not meant to be a replacement at all. What it's meant to do is it's meant to help you open up at a deeper level. So anyways, I thank you guys once again for joining us. Please share this with your friends and family.
We're just really trying to put out as much content and information as possible at this moment, because we feel that there's a lot of tension, and we want to help to break up that tension and to give you tools to empower you so that you can be the best person that you can be. So as much as possible, we want to be of service and help out as
Amen, sister. Yes.
power to the people.
I have a question.
Okay.
So you're saying the 8 treasures, it's helping you to release like a blockage so you can more connect with your higher power. Is that kind of a way of
Correct. Yeah, it's really to, you know, I think that some people really get, depending on the person, they get stuck in this upper, what we call the upper Dantian plane,
Yeah.
or maybe they're cut off, or maybe there might be a blockage. Maybe they had a past trauma with whatever system they were studying before. And it's really to help them understand and open up to allow for this knowing to come in. And this knowing, which we also refer to as the objective observer, the more that you allow for this objective observer to become a part of your being, and by doing practices like these that actually hone in on pulling in and opening up that upper Dantian region, the more it actually starts to become the guiding force for you. And I'm not talking about the negative guiding force, what like our egos, like, oh, I'm not good enough. I'll never be a good guitarist, or, you know, I don't know, I'll never be a great artist, or, you know, whatever the rhetoric is. Not that kind of voice. It's the knowing. And so when people talk about communicating with God, to me, what that means is that it's more about having this deep openness to receive, right? And we have to be open to receive. You know, what is the philosophical saying that, you know, you can't teach anybody anything new if their cup is already full, right? So we're emptying out some of that cup, right? Open up, emptying out some of that cup, so that way we could receive more.
Ready to receive.
Yeah, just real quick. First of all, thank you. I'm learning so much. I was hiking at Quicksilver, and a thought came to my mind. Is I had several blood transfusions from an accident I was in, and I remember you sharing that our chi is in our blood, but I didn't have any blood, and so did my original chi go away, or how does that all work?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, no, your original chi didn't go away, because your original chi is what's stored in the kidneys. It's called our gene, and so this is, as a reminder, this is what we received at the time of conception between God, your parents, and your environment. So this they call it the original chi. I joke around and call it the original Joe's, because I used to love eating at original Joe's. They had a really good chicken liver dish. But
I digress.
I digress. Yes, it's my heart chakra just out of control. But this original chi, it never leaves you. Yes, if it leaves you, then you cease in this form. So even if you do have a big blood loss or whatnot, you're still, that essence is still there. Is still there. You know, and yeah, and the way that we replenish it is through diet, through herbology, through Qigong practices, because when we make blood, when somebody has a hemorrhage, or let's say a woman had a very rough labor and delivery and had a lot of blood loss, yes, taking iron pills will help, eating foods like, red meat, but what if a person's, a vegan, right? So it's understanding foods that will build the blood, but 3 organs mainly are responsible for building the blood, and that is, one is your kidneys, 2 is your lungs. No, not your heart. 2 is your lungs, and 3 is your spleen. Those are
not even the heart.
No, the heart is the regulator. The heart's the governor. The heart is what moves the blood around. Yeah. But the 3 main organs. Yeah, the misconception is that the heart
Learn
makes
something new every day.
Yeah, the misconception is that the heart makes the blood itself, and actually not. Your bone marrow obviously is responsible, and that's an extension of the kidneys. But what's really cool is that there's actually a video out there now that's showing how much that the lungs actually make the blood. They're actually seeing. So scientifically, is being proven what the Chinese have said for thousands of years. Yes. Good question.
Excellent.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, strong blood to everyone on this call.
Strong blood, strong chi, and blessed to be of service to y'all. And please reach out. And to the Qigong teachers out there, thank you so much for your service.
Carrying the torch.
And spreading the knowledge forward. And please, again, share this stuff. It's really, this is the time and space. This is a great, once again, right now is such a great opportunity for so many great things to happen. And so take this opportunity, be creative, use this time to utilize these practices, because again, changing the consciousness of the planet and the vibration of what's going on starts with ourselves. The more that this spreads, then guess what? That whole vibration trickles on out to other people. So thank you so much, and be blessed, and we will see you maybe Saturday or next week.
Yeah, keep in touch.
Keep in touch. Bye.